Oh, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Royal Rundown, the best, the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. I am one half of your hosting duo. My name is Serge Vicente, and joining me as always is the the best host out here. Obviously, we're talking about the one, the only Miss Dre Day. Miss Dre Day, what is going on? Welcome to the show.
What it is, what it do, how you do. I
So
wrote
you
that
know what's
song just
funny?
for y'all.
I have to say, I was just about to wear, and obviously, what we're gonna go ahead and talk about today. We're gonna talk about the absolute best tag team in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. But I was gonna wear my Bloodline shirt today, but then the tribal chief in me decided to wear my own fucking merch, so I decided to do that instead. And in that way, representing the tribal chief in that way, shape, and form. So there we go. But on today's menu, guys, what we're going to go ahead and talk about, and thank you guys for joining us live this evening after NXT. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm saying it like I had something to do with it, but I didn't. But I hope you enjoyed it anyways. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Usos. There are the bloodlines out there, just like Thanos, Infinity Stones, getting everything. They're taking it all over. They have them all. Not only do we have them, we also have. We're gonna go ahead and talk about obviously RK Bro. Is RK Bro no more? And we're gonna talk about Sasha Banks and Naomi, AEW All or Nothing, and so much more. Ms. Drede, how is
What up?
everything going? I see you rocking the AEW shirt. I see you getting ready. Are you going to be in the building? What is going on?
I mean, I'm not going to be in the building. I wish I would be in Vegas for Double or Nothing. That would be
Oh,
amazing. You the
oh.
one. You might need to go ahead and make a little quick road trip. A little
I'm
squirt
in
skirt.
I'm
Oh,
in Georgia right now.
oh, you're in
That's not
Georgia.
happening.
Never mind.
No,
But
no.
no, I have never been disappointed by an AEW pay-per-view. And I don't think I will be disappointed this Sunday. So it'll be a good time. And I got to get ready for it. And Serge, I know you got your notes. You sent me your notes in the AM. You were ready. This man was ready for the show. You understand? Like I got
I have
notes. I
legitimate
was still
outlines,
sit.
guys.
I was still sitting at my desk at work. I had just got my coffee, okay, and my notes came in my messages because Serge got the notes. He said, "This
Look,
the show
man,
tonight." I said, "All right, let's get it."
I do a legitimate outline. I take this extremely seriously, so I hope you guys enjoy every aspect of it. But let's just go ahead and jump into it because there is actually so much to get into today. And okay, before I actually even get into that,
Mm.
yo, I have been singing praises of Raw and talking about how amazing the show has been since WrestleMania. Oh
Mhm.
my God. Last night was some weird, like, about to go out of business WCW shit. That was god awful. Oh my God. Minus
Damn.
obviously the main event. Wait, no, never mind. I'm talking about something
That was
else.
that.
No, nothing.
That was
All
Friday.
of it
Yeah.
sucked. The entire
That was
episode was
Friday.
just garbage. Oh my God. Am I tripping or is that just me? I hate to start off like this, but come on, man. That was bad.
As someone who did not actually watch Monday Night Raw last night live, I I watched shout out to What Culture Wrestling, Simon Miller's Ups and Downs. I watched those so I could get, in tune with what actually happened yesterday.
For sure.
Um I'd watched the Asuka versus Becky match. I did watch that match because got to give it up for the ladies. But yeah, that's been brewing for a hot second. But I tell
That
you
was
all the
bad.
time. I tell you all the time, and I told you this when you first started getting back into wrestling. I said, don't get comfortable when something is real
You
great
did.
for a
You
while
did. You
because
did.
the floor will drop underneath you and then you're gonna have to be disappointed again until you're happy again. And it's just we're all in an abusive relationship with this lovely
I was so disappointed. I went and watched Dark Side of the Ring. It was terrible. It was so bad. Like I was like, if I'm gonna go
the
ahead
da-
and watch some bad wrestling, I'm just gonna go ahead and dive all into terrible
the dark
wrestling.
side of being a
It
wrestling
was
fan. Like you just don't
definitely
know
one
what's
of
gonna
those
happen.
things. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. But let's talk about this. And I have
Yeah.
to ask you this. I have to see, well, in terms of forget all about that last Friday, the Usos. The Usos did what many did not believe that they can do. They did something that their uncles, the Wild Samoans, couldn't even do. They went out there and unified the titles,
Yeah.
and then went out there and just absolutely went crazy on RK
Made
Bro.
made the kids
Before we
cry.
made the kids cry, kids were crying in the audience. It was just complete madness. I loved every aspect of it. Before we even get into like how it happened and everything for you, what is the importance and the significance of something like this even happening at this point in time in this era of sports entertainment?
I really think it's just dope to see. Again, I've talked about this with we did the Randy Orton Appreciation Day, and I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate this now. I really like seeing wrestlers get their flowers while they're here, while they're still in the business, while they're still wrecking shop and being on TV every week, you
Absolutely.
know. And the Usos and the New Day specifically are two tag teams that have been really
Yes.
holding it down for tag teams for a decade and maybe some change at this point now. And especially in a company that doesn't give a gosh darn about they don't give a damn about tag teams
Man.
anyway, for them to still be holding it down and to be consistently dope, to consistently try to steal the show whenever they're on it, to consistently take whatever gimmick storyline that they're given and really give it their all. Like the Usos deserve this. They deserve to
For
be
sure.
undisputed. And that is just we haven't even touched the legacy part of it, before we even touch the legacy part of it. You know what I mean? Like their family legacy is what it is. I mean, the Wild
Facts.
Samoans, Rikishi, The Rock,
Facts. What?
Umaga,
Say it
Yokozuna,
again.
everybody,
Who else?
High
All
Chief
of them.
Peter Maivia, and all of
Let's
them,
go.
like they have a legacy that is just ridiculous and is exactly what they do. They take everyone in that family has always taken this business by the throat and said, we're going to do what we do. And then what I also
Absolutely.
love about them is the Usos got a chance and have gotten a chance to do it as versions of themselves. They're even the face painted Usos was very believable. Like with their
Oh yeah.
characters have never been people that you didn't think they were who they were. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
like I feel like it's just really nice to see WWE get this one right. It's really nice to see that sounds terrible, but it's just the truth. It's really nice to see them get it right. It's really
Yeah.
nice to see them be able to be the heels that they were always meant to be.
Oh, yo, time out.
And
Was that
just
not all-time great
it was just
heel work at the
nice.
end?
It was just
Watching Jey
nice.
Uso jump up on the top buckle and dive down on Riddle on the table. Who, first of all, Riddle, you still my man's. I love you. You still got to get better with these cues. Roman hit him, and then he like slowly like wiggled up on the table, like, oh, I was supposed to be over here. I seen it. I did. And he also did it when he fell with the RKO. He was like, oh, I missed it. And he was like waiting and like scooting back and forth. I'm like, come on, man, you gotta be better than that. But all in all, I thought it was great. I think they did a great job of actually setting up Randy going after the title. I think they did a great job of
Or
setting
Riddle.
up both. No, I think they set up both to go for the
Yeah.
title. I mean, they both
Yeah.
got beat, with Roman at this point in time. It
Yeah.
makes sense. There is Randy Orton the most over guy in all of pro wrestling right now?
Is he
I
the most
mean,
over that he's ever been? And this man's been in the business 20
seriously,
years. Like,
come
and
on.
it's so cool and fun to watch. Like, it's just, again, it's just fun to
It's
see
amazing.
wrestlers who love to wrestling. Like, I just love that. I
Facts.
love it because we know kayfabe is dead and all. So we love it's one of those things where we get to see folks we're
Yo, but it's
fans of
cool.
love doing what they do. Love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Hey, look. I'm here for it, guys. I like all the behind the scenes shit. So for me,
Yeah, all day.
it's awesome. Like, let
That's
me
why
know
we
what's
here.
going
That's
on.
why we have
Exactly.
this. That's why
Absolutely.
we do
Absolutely.
this.
But the like that itself, again, to them finally getting it right was good. Watching the madness and the pandemonium and come
Yeah.
on, the way that they zoomed in on those little kids, the disbelief. Oh no, RK bro, no, dude, it was fantastic. I was giggling my ass off on my couch. I was like, this is what I want to see. This is prime time heel work. Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
Mr. Torres over here makes a very good point. He says in the
What is
comments, we saw a little bit of serious Riddle eyes. That was one of the
the
bright
only
spots of
aspects of
Raw last
Raw,
night.
the only bright spot of Raw that night was watching that. And you know what? And look, I said this last week. You didn't feel me.
You did.
If
You did.
Riddle got some edge to him, and if Riddle wants to go heel, Riddle could go heel. I saw a little bit of that yesterday.
Remember when I said I had to see it? I didn't disbelieve you, but I was just like, I don't see it yet. But if you say it, then maybe. And my eyebrow was up a little bit. I said, okay, it's in there. I see, maybe they
Come
might be
on
right.
now.
They might be
I'm
right.
telling you. Yeah. Oh, and here's the thing: Riddle at this point in time is so over with the fans. I
Yeah.
mean, you would want to see him. You know, you can almost imagine him going up against Roman. I mean, he
Yeah.
gets squashed, but we can see
I
it
don't think he
happening.
gets squashed. He's not gonna WWE likes him. And I'm
They
actually
do.
very
They
surprised.
do.
I'm actually
I'm
mad
high on
surprised.
Riddle.
Yeah, I mean everybody likes Riddle, and
How
I
can
feel
you
like it has to
not?
be. You know what? He won me over, and I didn't know anything about him until he got to NXT, and I was kind of like, oh, this dude's kind of cool, but I didn't have any like strong feelings for him. He has completely won me over in terms of like, yeah, I enjoy watching his matches. How you feeling? How that can treating you? Is it treating you
Oh,
all right?
it's just delicious. That's
It's just delicious. I
yeah.
need you to send me some. Okay, anyway.
I got you. Watermelon basil. I mean, oh my
Hello.
goodness.
Okay. But yeah, I think they like him. So I think if when we eventually get Roman versus Riddle,
Right, which we will.
Roman is not gonna just squash that man. He's
No.
gonna get some offense in, and
Yes.
Roman's probably gonna win through some shenanigans because duh.
Yes.
Um,
And I'm here for it.
I think Randy's on a summer break. I think we're not gonna see Randy
Yep.
till about SummerSlam,
And that's
and
okay.
that's cool.
He has been working his ass off. He
His ass
absolutely
off.
deserves it. And you know
Yeah,
what? I'm cool. And people get so pissy with him and Roman taking time off.
that's the
Fam,
dumbest thing. The dumbest.
Roman has been working through a pandemic.
These
He's been
wrestlers,
entertaining us through pandemics.
that
Let
part.
them take a couple weeks off.
These wrestlers literally are working 300. There's 365 days in a year. They literally travel like 360 of them things. Like, stop it. Let these people, these human beings that sacrifice their bodies and minds for our entertainment, let them have a break. It's
Let them
2022.
chill.
Let's adjust how we look at the industry and how they look at their
Yeah.
schedules, and let's let them be great and heal up what they need to heal up and be cool and be ready to go so that when we do see them, they're at their best.
Absolutely.
And we can,
Absolutely. And
and we can have less our rest in peace, wrestlers, 10, 20 years from now
oh,
because of all kinds of stuff. Like,
wait, can you think about in a couple months? We ain't seen, give me 2 months. I ain't seen, Randy Orton, and all of a sudden, Roman's over here yelling, talking about I smashed everybody, and then out of nowhere, you hear the Vipers music drop. Come
that
on,
part.
come
That
on,
part. The pop's gonna be crazy.
ridiculous. Give these
And
people a little bit of a break.
you've got two ready-made faces to go against
The
super heel Roman.
and you know what? Oh, it, in your wrestling almanac of a brain of yours,
Oh, yes.
when you think of great heel moments, for you, where do you rank that heel moment?
You mean the Usos making the babies cry?
Yeah, oh yes, yes.
Where do I
Oh,
rank that? You know what?
I got a better one. Just give me other memorable heel moments like that you like. Prime example comes ahead. Sasha Banks, Sasha versus Bailey. Sasha grabs that little girl's little bow and
Izzy's
then puts
bow,
it on.
yeah.
Oh, yo,
One time for little Izzy.
I
Well, she
had a
not that little no more,
hearty
but Izzy.
Santa Claus giggle when I first saw that. Oh, it was the best shit I've ever seen. That's another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
a
another one too.
really
What do
good
you
one.
think?
No,
Yeah.
go ahead. Give me another one. That's a really good one.
The other great heel moment that I can think of, I'm thinking obviously it has to be Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels,
Super kicking Marty Jannetty in the barbershop.
no, not even that
Through
one.
the
Not even that
glass.
one.
That's the heel.
Yeah,
That is the
yes, that is the heelish of heel moments. I was more so talking about the promo that he cut when he made it seem like what's it called? It's coming back and shit. He's over here playing. That shit was
Who's
fantastic
your
to me.
daddy in Montreal?
I love
That's
that
another
shit.
good one.
Oh,
Too.
come on.
That's another good one. Yeah, those are two great ones. Obviously, I think my brain always immediately goes to heel turns and not necessarily just heel moments. But so that's really dope. To kind of think of like heel moments.
Yeah.
So like I went when
Those are
Sean
great
turned
heel
heel on
moments.
Marty. That's a
Yeah.
heel turn per se, but the two
yeah.
you gave me are heel moments. And like that's lit. I think of a few not too long ago, actually, Elias, now Ezekiel, and Kevin Owens. I forgot where they were, but they were in the middle of the ring and they just legitimately got booed for like 15 minutes, no matter what they said. And they just kept
Oh, that's
rocking and rolling
fantastic.
with it. It was amazing. That's a big heel moment. Kevin Owens tricking us back to back to back, thinking Stone Cold was coming. Yes, dress as
Those are
Stone
all
Cold.
fantastic.
That's a
Though, yeah,
very
those
good
are
heel
great
moment.
moments.
Anytime Seth
Um,
Rollins gives me that Joker laugh, heel moment, like
Oh, when he gets to bouncing up and down and shit, he gets to
yeah,
man, yeah. So Seth is another one who's done had some good ones.
yeah,
Obviously, if we go back in history, you think about, I mean, thinking about the outsiders coming to WCW, that is like one of the biggest heel moments of all time. You know, like you look at that, but there are some great ones. But watching, the Usos go ahead and beat down on the obvious baby faces is
yeah.
really crazy. But I think the thing that's more crazy right now is afterwards, and obviously we talked about the terrible, 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 terrible episode of Raw that we came this past Monday. But
Did you
there
think it was
was
terrible, Serge?
it was god awful. But after that god awful episode, one thing that they did have again was that one bright spot with Riddle, and Riddle alluded to the fact that we might not see RK Bro anymore. Is there going to be no more RK Bro?
Nah,
Is this
Riddle
it?
working. He doing his work. He working us the way he supposed to. He had a mic in his hand. The last time we saw him, him and Randy were getting beat down by the bloodline as they were supposed to. His
Oh,
job
as well.
is to
Yes.
make
Did
us
his yeah,
is
yes.
is to make us feel sorry for them and to make us worry about RK Bro.
I
So
love you,
when
bro.
right. And the next time we see RK Bro, they're gonna be lovely and together, and
Right.
maybe until the end of the hour or whatever. Because I feel like the next time we see them is the turn. One of them is
Right.
turning.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
at first it's gonna be this maybe it's the top of the hour, or top of the show where we get the welcoming, and then by the end of it, it's gonna be one of those, Seth turn on the shield type of moments.
Right. Oh,
And
I'm telling you, it's definitely
uh,
going to be Riddle. It's
yeah,
definitely going to be Riddle. Riddle's going to turn.
yeah,
You see glimpses of it. You see
I
little
think
like little
so
things that he was even hinting
too.
at this time.
I think
Like
so too.
so even the way he almost said he wanted to say but a couple of times when he was saying good things about Randy. He was, but.
And like
You
even
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
even trying to like, and I'm trying to fantasy book it, like maybe while Randy's gone, Riddle turns more and more into, it's like, the talented Mr. Ripley type of thing, turns more and
Yeah.
more into Randy. Like he's already doing his moves and all this other stuff.
Oh,
And
yo,
like,
he went straight. And again, the only
yeah,
bright spots of Raw, like he went in there, might as well just been doing put on some black tights and
just do the
some
whole
boots
cosplay.
and just
Cosplay
did
that
the
man.
whole cosplay because he hit that hot tag just like Orton does it.
Exactly.
He hit like and I don't think anybody does it better than Orton in the business. Don't
No,
nobody catch a hot tag better than Orton.
nah.
And you know what? Riddle did his best impersonation, and he is really cooking right now.
Mhm.
So, but I seen little glimpses of
Yeah,
Riddle. And again, I am looking forward to to the Riddle singles run. I cannot wait
it'll
for the
be
Riddle
fun.
singles run.
It'll be fun.
I can't wait for the Randy Orton singles run.
The 50 zillionth one. I know you behind.
Yeah. So so I seen the first two and then the last one. All right, you know what I'm
You
saying?
see, you saw
There
the
was
first
like
two in the last
16 in between, but so
at
what?
least. At least. I love it.
Come on. Just sweet
That'd be
justice.
hilarious.
Come on. Yes.
Somebody look up when 420 is for 2023. And if it's on like a Monday or a Friday or
I
anything
need
close,
that to happen. I need it
or
to
on a
happen.
Sunday.
Well, look, if they don't stay together, I'll be okay with it because in terms of tag teams, I need to see the Street Profits doing more. I want
Yeah.
to see them getting some love. So if this is, Orton and Riddle breaking up a little bit so that the Street Profits can kind of get a little bit of shine, I'm totally here for it. Let's go. Montez for it all day. Like that's what I'm on. Let's make it happen.
All that.
Anything else you want to say about the tag team situation
I'm just
that's
gonna
going on?
I am simply just going to add that Sami Zayn being the Bloodlines like
Yo,
president of the fan club is the funniest shit.
yo,
It is. I am team Sami Zayn all day. Sami Zayn is so. I hate to say that he's underutilized. That is comedy. Okay, so it'll be SmackDown that Riddle wins something on 424 is what that sounds like. Um, yeah, I just think Sami Zayn is, I hate to call him underutilized because he is on TV every week, but like y'all are only seeing like the smidget of his superpowers in this fun kind of zany lord
right.
zany little heel character he is, because that man is, we talked about this last week, I think, in terms of like potential face potentials, or like to be the
Yeah,
face of the company. And
yeah.
like Sami Zayn is actually one of those people who could potentially be that if they let him. He's just
Oh,
raw.
he can do everything. I
He's
mean,
so dope.
he makes
Yeah.
everything better. The sillier it is, everything he does is fantastic. And even one of the first match times I've ever saw Sami Zayn, you sent me a match, and it was him versus Nakamura. Back in the day, and watching the Tudos cook for real when Sammy
Like
didn't have
for
all the
real.
long crazy hair,
With no
man.
handcuffs. When they just said, "Oh, y'all can go
When they were
ahead."
just
When
cooking,
Triple H and Shawn Michaels say, "Y'all go ahead, have fun on it. Like, have a ball. Go have a match."
he's
Another one. There was
fantastic.
a series of, I think it is 3 matches. It's definitely 2, but I believe it's 3 between Cesaro and Sami Zayn at NXT. I had the privilege of seeing those matches live because that's when I was interning for NXT at the time. And I kid you not, I watched Paul Heyman, who was having a conversation with another wrestler, I will not say his name, stopped speaking to that man because what was happening on the screen and in the ring had that man befuddled, because he was like, "Oh, what is happening?" He
I mean,
literally was
those
like,
guys are
"I'm
great.
sorry, but I gotta watch this." Is literally what he said. And yeah, everyone stopped working. They had a series of like 3 matches, and I want to say this was the second one, and they were like, they had to do it again. They got to run it back again because it was so good. That'd have been like 2014 NXT if anyone's trying to find it somewhere. Um, it was lit. Like, it was so great. I mean,
Sounds awesome. Like,
I enjoy that man no matter what he's doing, no matter what silliness he's doing. He made me,
absolutely.
I wasn't a fan of the WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville and stuff, but and I still watched it because he was selling it
Yeah.
for me, kind of thing. And like, that just tells me
And
everything I need to know about
he's the only one that could actually pull that off, and that's why
him.
it
Yeah.
was
Him
so
and Kevin,
entertaining. Him and Kevin are the
the
only
best,
ones that can do that,
the
exactly,
real
and they're
best
buddies.
friends.
And by the way, don't you love Kevin Owens a couple days ago wearing the Sami Zayn Forever shirt?
Yes.
Fantastic. I love it.
Yes.
I love their
I,
friendship. It's a
yes. The
beautiful thing.
bromance is adorable. It's beautiful.
It's fantastic. I always love a good bromance. That's why I watch Love Island.
Yes.
So let's talk about a friendship, a relationship that might have gotten stronger on one end, but might be going astray on the other. Whew, man, this Sasha Naomi situation has not slowed down. And again, remember we were saying that we hope it's to work. It doesn't seem like it's a work. It seems like it's really happening. It seems like, unfortunately, they're still dealing with it. And I have to ask you this, because I thought it was trash, just plain and simple. The fact that the WWE continues on air dragging these women is beside me. I don't understand it. But like, what are your thoughts on this entire situation for all the bits and pieces we've heard thus far? Because at the end of the day, we still don't really know that much.
When I take my emotions out of it,
Yes,
I have to remind myself that this is not the first time WWE has on air buried a talent for walking out on the company for creative reasons. They did it when Stone
absolutely.
Cold did it.
Yep,
They did it when Stone Cold did it. That's like the biggest one I can remember, actually.
that's
And
the
I'm
biggest
sure they've
one.
done it several times before. And I believe The Rock is the one who was basically like, you
Dragging his
you
ass.
just
Yes, he was
dragged
going
him,
out
you punk jabroni
dragging.
mother,
Yeah,
So fine. And this is show business, and it's a reality kind of based situation, and I get all of that. What This is how you know Vince is a big man. Absolute Vince is he's a catty, he's a I was gonna say he's a catty teenager. Yes, he's a catty
He's a
teenager
catty
when it
teenager,
comes to
right?
this stuff. When it comes to this stuff. What I it's just so fascinating in this, this environment, in the way the wrestling
Hmm.
world is right now, where we're all so obsessed with behind the scenes stuff and all of that, how they are playing this. And I think it's both genius and dumb at the same time. Because if they do, like I said this last week, if they do end up mending fences and these women come back to WWE or whatever, there is a ready-made storyline ready to go, and it can be executed pretty well. So they're like, so
You
that's
throw them directly in the bloodline. You do not pass go.
don't pass
You do not
go.
collect anything. You send them directly to the bloodline.
It
I
will
want to see talking about you know who the real champs are.
it's
You
gonna be
know who the
some
champs are. I
and
need
like it would
that.
be and it would be fly, so I mean, it's my hope is we eventually get to work shoot territory, or shoot work, whatever, work to shoot,
Let's
work yourself
do
in,
it.
shoot work, and whatever the hell. Like, I hope we finally get to that territory eventually, sooner than later, because like I said, it's really ugly on the
It feels
internet street.
nasty. It feels
It's just so ugly.
nasty.
The vitriol that is being spewed to these women is gross. But I'd be remiss, because our other favorite homie over in WWE, with a microphone around in front of him on every Friday.
Oh, can we talk about my boy Pat?
Our man's,
My boy Pat.
our man, 100 grand, Pat
You singing that
McAfee.
part?
And then on his show, he actually was like, yo, I really didn't know what the heck I really don't know what's going on. They don't tell me not a daggone thing. What you saw was me trying not to react.
You
And,
gotta
you
love
know,
Pat.
just one time for Pat being a real one time for CM Punk being a real one time
Yep.
for everyone who, you know,
Swerve.
Swerve
Swerve the
being a real
realest.
one.
Yep.
Like, it's just icky. And like I said, I just hope we get to the work part, eventually. But as we
I
know,
hope eventually we get there.
yeah, it's icky. But Sasha out here kicking it with her cousin, her big cousin
Yo,
Snoop,
living her
hanging out,
absolute best life. She's been out
living
there
her
kicking it
best
with
life.
him and Steve Aoki out here
You
getting
know,
it in. Out here with like in the Kevin Hart cold as balls little thing
yeah,
came out also the same time. They're gonna be fine. And then the WWE,
that's what
like, I'm telling y'all right now,
that's what makes me think it's the work though.
y'all got
That
y'all
stuff got
got
released all at the same time. It's just that's the workish part to me. It's like it's real good marketing.
Hey, look, all I know is that the Carters
I'm just over here
watch
hoping.
the WWE, and if the Carters watch the
And Blue's
WWE,
favorite wrestler's Naomi.
you better
So
put Blue's favorite character or
you better put Blue's
personality back on that
you better
screen,
put
okay?
Blue
You better
favorite
put some
rest
respect
superstar.
on
Her
Blue's favorite superstar's name. All right, because yo, low key though, I definitely was I going back listening to like Reasonable Doubt, like as I was like cooking or something today,
okay.
and JB dropping like old school like pro wrestling like joints all the time. I'm like, this man is no wonder Blue loves it. It was at the house. There it is. Uh,
Everyone was a wrestling fan at one point. You're
come
not gonna
on,
like
you have to.
if
You
you are
have to
our
be
age, everyone watched wrestling for
for
at
sure.
least 2 seconds.
I am
At
not
least.
Jay Z's age. Okay, we're not even gonna. I'm not
We
even.
okay, you're right.
Nowhere close.
We are
That
not.
Negro is a good
Is
20
50.
something years older than I
He's
am.
50
Yes.
something. Dang, he 50 something, ain't he? You right.
Yeah. Yeah, I am not there.
That is a
Mid 30s.
oh,
I am
relax.
not all over
Yeah,
there.
I'm older than you, Serge. So hush. Like,
I know. I wasn't gonna say it.
I'll say it. I'm
You know
fine.
what
I
I'm
look good. You see, I drink water.
saying? Salute to you. There we go. Hydration is key.
It's important.
Um,
Hilarious.
okay, so here's the thing. Okay, let's say this. Are we still both very convinced at this point in time that it is a work? It's not a work, it's a shoot.
I'm not convinced on nothing. So you not
Ooh.
like I'm just
Okay.
not. I my gut tells me that there is some truth to
Okay.
what occurred,
Okay.
and that there's some embellishment in what we have received. That's my gut. There's some truth to what we've heard, and there's some embellishment on how it's being presented.
Is this a relationship that you believe is going to be mended?
With the if the bag is right, yeah.
So if both of these ladies' contracts run out, can we see them? Because me personally, obviously, I love fantasy book, and I would love to see, Sasha in New Japan or Naomi in
Sasha in New Japan would
AEW.
be
You know what I'm saying? Like I would love. Where would you like to see if they finally got released? What would you?
if they
Where do you want them to go?
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see Sasha do a nice little run in New Japan. Um, not for like an extended period of time,
Right, right.
but for I would like to see her get some Tokyo Dome, get there, get some Tokyo Dome time. That is hilarious the way I said that. Give me Sasha everywhere, Katie. Basically,
Man,
and like what's
whew,
crazy is
I
like
am immature.
yeah, me too, because you heard what I said. But anyway, I was like, ah, shoot, not like that. You know what I meant. Oh, y'all, we are terrible today. It's what you get when you watch NXT 2.0 because they are the horniest show on earth. Uh, it is okay.
That's real.
Katie Vick solidifies her legacy. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, she'd be the only horsewoman wrestle out there. I feel like Becky did some stuff in Japan before WWE, but I might be lying.
She
I
did
also
some indie stuff, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but what I would, Sasha, anybody to AEW is always like the go-to, and I want to be careful with that because everyone can't go there. Now the fact that
Well,
Tony
that's why
Khan,
New Japan is a good idea though for Sasha,
right.
even for a little bit.
Well,
So
and even with the fact that Tony kind of owns Ring of Honor, plus has relationships with New Japan,
we can see her in those big pay-per-views against somebody if that was the case.
Yeah.
So that would be really dope.
Now my thing is like I'm Sasha anywhere and everywhere. I think it doesn't matter where she would go.
Facts.
Everyone would be really geeked. Naomi's the interesting one. I feel like Naomi, number one, I feel like Naomi could do a Cody. Like Naomi could go to Ring of Honor and be Trinity, because first of all, her real name is like the dopest name. And how is that not her real
Trinity
name?
Fatu? Hell yeah. Come
Like,
on.
can we just
Trinity
talk about that?
Fatu is so dope.
Can you see Trinity Fatu on the Titan shirt?
Come on.
At like Slammiversary for Impact or something
Yo,
for like,
honestly,
real quick.
yeah,
And
have her.
I want to see her I want to see her do that. I want to see her do the whole gamut. To do the whole gamut and kind of like, there are still too many naysayers about her abilities, which is just ridiculous to me. So like, I would love to see her kind of just be like, throw the middle finger up to everybody and be like, let me do the female version of the belt collector real quick. I think that would be fly.
I think it'd be amazing. And honestly, if you really look at it, yo, she's a veteran. She's been doing this for a very, very long time. She's held belts before.
She was the first SCW women's champion. That was the precursor to the NXT women's title.
I mean, and realistically, she is one of the top 3 most athletic women in WWE. Like, some of the things that she can do is ridiculous. So
the only person who's seeing her athletically is Charlotte and Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
athletically, I'm saying
absolutely. WWE. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's it. And she might be really close on Charlotte, to be honest with you. It's like right there.
I think Naomi's more athletic than Charlotte because she's smoother.
Exactly.
Charlotte tends to be clunky. Now she's a great wrestler. We are not about to do
no
that.
Disrespect.
But I think that Charlotte can be clunky. She can be a little messy at times because she is so physically imposing. And she's just tall and she's just all of that. She's just a lot of woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just Naomi is smoother with her stuff. And when she gets in a ring with someone who is just as skilled as her, you get to see all of that beautiful fluidness, just like you did when you saw her, when her and Charlotte had a couple of those matches not too long ago. You get to see matches. That. And they were great, and they were thrown away on free TV, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I'm calm.
Yo, straight up. By the way, this is dope. When Charlotte busts that out,
Yes.
that is always cool. When she flips off the
Oh,
ropes
it's
like that, yeah.
always cool.
What's this? Wait, am I jumping out the window? Bring what is this? What?
No, regarding Sasha Belair, yeah, no. We've always this has always been
We
the
know.
undercurrent thing.
Yep.
And my thing, I mentioned this last week, is like this situation with Naomi and Sasha. If I was Bianca Belair, of course she's looking at this like, I know I'm like the Raw Women's title, I'm like the Raw Women's champion right now. But as we just saw yesterday, they threw Becky into the her title match with Asuka for the next thing.
Yep.
Why? Like, but why though?
Oh, I mean, I took for the life of me why they keep Becky, who I know I sound like
There
a
are
hater
at
when I
least
say
three
this.
other women Becky could be feuding with right now. At least.
Becky's not that good. Why do we keep on
I'm not
giving
doing
her
that.
this
I'm not doing
space?
this. Nope.
I'm going to do it. I'm
Sir, just
going to
gonna
go
say it.
there.
I am not
Look,
saying that.
Becky gets carried. Okay? If she's in there with somebody who's dope, she has a dope match. If she's in there with somebody who's trash, guess what? That match is usually ass. That's what I have to say about her. That's why when it comes to the horsewomen or whatever you want, or whatever she wants, iteration or whatever she wants to be, she's at the bottom, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I cannot say that with good conscience, but I can say I understand what you're saying.
I don't know. I
She is
just don't like it.
she's number 4 to me in the four
Yes.
horsewomen.
Yes.
1000%. Um
1000%.
I do think you're right in terms of that the match, the level of which I enjoy that match depends on whom she is fighting. So I mean I agree with a lot of that. I'm not gonna say she's trash because I don't think she is. I don't think she's trash. I don't think she's bad by any means. I love her character work, even when it's not clicking.
Mhm,
I will
mhm.
always appreciate a performer who's going to jump out the window with it and like just go full
Yeah.
in. And if Becky don't do nothing, she gonna do that. She's gonna go full in on whatever you give her. She went from the Irish dancing or whatever. She was full out there, the steampunk Becky, all there, and then the man, and then now this little Lady Gaga version thing she's doing right now,
Yeah,
all
she's
of that.
Conor McGregor now. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, she goes all in for all of it. You know what I mean? Like if you look at her today and look at the Irish dancing Becky from the beginning of NXT, they do not look like the same person. They don't wrestle like the same person either. So like I will never discredit her for that. I miss Bailey. They need to do whatever they do to get Sasha back or whatever. And we need to Liv Morgan is doing something stuff now, which is cool. Rhea's finally doing something
Yo,
now,
what
which
are
is
your
cool.
thoughts on what's the one that had the little doll, but now she doesn't have her anymore, or she
That's
still has
Alexa
the doll?
Bliss. Alexa
What
Bliss.
like so here's the thing about like w- i- is she supposed to be very good? Am I tripping? Like, cause I watched her matches a couple times, and I was excited because I'm like, this person is new to me, so I'm like, okay, let's see what this person has. I'm excited because I see merch, I see like little dolls, I see all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking I am about to see something like when Oscar came out, I was like, yo, I get it. I was like, that was incredible. So I was
And
expecting
Oscar,
something like that come out.
we haven't even touched
And I went, no,
the
I'm saying, and I went back and
brink
I
of
because
what
she
Oscar
was
can
so
do.
dope. But her first presentation for me was so dope. I went
Right.
back and I started watching old matches, stuff before she was in the WWE. I was like,
Evil
oh my God,
Oscar
she's
in Japan was
amazing,
that's some
amazing.
stuff. Yeah.
Whoever this person was not that. It
Oh,
was that.
Alexa Bliss has a very visceral fan base. She is another one who commits to her characters. Um and depending on who she's in the ring with, she can also have a very entertaining match.
Wait, time out. Is this person? Is she a Sasha hater? the Alexa Bliss girl, is this supposed to be a real thing? Oh, I'm gonna continue burying this person. She will never be on my screen. Yeah, no, she's a hey, what? For real?
They allegedly had a little bit of
She
beef.
looked like
Um,
an
and
8-year-old jumping off of their big brother's bed when she made her finishing
they
move.
they
She
allegedly
looked like
had
a
a bit
little
of
kid jumping.
beef, and that goes
No,
back to like NXT. Sasha did accidentally break her nose in the ring once. I was there. uh, Double kick to the face. That was a mess.
well,
To Alexa's credit,
things
she finished
happen.
that match. It was insane. But um yeah, allegedly they don't get along very well.
Hmm.
I don't, I'm not quite sure if that's still the case or not, but
I did not
yeah.
know. This is news to
Yeah.
me. Now you know me. I'm gonna go ahead and go down a rabbit hole and just be out here looking for
Look,
videos and
comments, they
whatnot.
starting stuff. Everybody in the comments starting stuff.
I see that. I see. That's why I started seeing everything light up. I was like, oh shit, okay. Now I know who's real. Um, okay. Anything else about WWE that we want to talk about? Because I do want to give respect and a little bit of time to
To the
this
company that has a
AEW.
whole pay-per-view this
Absolutely
weekend.
has
Yeah.
an entire. I mean, look, man. Hey, look. I hate to say it. One company moves the needle, obviously, so we have to talk about them. Come on. And when the
Don't do that.
Usos are the number, when the bloodline is the biggest news, come on. I'm going to
Katie,
talk about the bloodline.
Katie keep making fun of me because I said allegedly about 17 times. I'm not getting in trouble with that. No, ma'am. No,
Allegedly.
ma'am.
Um, I will say this also. I've given the Miz some respect in the past. This match that he put on with Cody was one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life. I was so disappointed. I was looking at it, and the thing
Well,
is, I
it
started
didn't have
thinking
a
about all
finish,
of them.
right?
Doesn't
It didn't
matter.
have a
Just what
finish, right?
there was.
That's what I'm saying.
It
Like,
was clunky and sloppy, and then I
mm,
started thinking. I was like, man, I have seen fantastic messages from Cody over the last 2 years.
2 years,
Every
yeah, at least.
I just keep seeing him having great matches.
Yeah.
This is the one person. This is you, the Miz. Is he this bad or like I feel like I'm
No, I
trashing
just
everybody today. Terrible. I do
you are
not.
you
I'm not
like
a
you
hate.
haven't I
This is
mean, Raw
bad.
was bad
I'm
and it
sorry.
just left a
It
bad
wasn't
taste in your
good.
mouth.
It
Um,
did.
I'm gonna say this. I think like everybody, everybody just has good and bad days, and maybe I didn't watch the match, so I can't, really speak on that part. But I will say
Respect.
that,
Respect.
just like everything else, wrestlers have bad days too. Wrestlers also
Absolutely.
have some people you have better chemistry with others.
True.
Bailey and Sasha
True.
can wrestle each other every day for everdom, and they will
Hmm.
never have a bad match. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
Rock and Stone Cold wrestled each other, main evented 3 WrestleManias. That'll never happen again.
Nope.
Like,
Well, unless
and
it's Roman and Brock.
but it won't be as, and I, we love Roman and we love Brock. All of us. I didn't even like Brock for a long time, and I like him now. You know, but it won't be as good. Or it won't be as epic. I'll say that it won't be as epic as that. Though those were. So you know, it could have just. I'm gonna chalk it up to a bad day.
Okay.
Both of those guys have been better. We've seen them better. We're gonna allow the goodwill that they have built up over the years to allow them to have a bad Monday.
Well, look, I'm not mad at it, but I am mad at Joey's tinfoil hat thought over here. Step down, and Nick Khan seems to be taking over. Vince wants everything to tank before selling the company.
you
Man,
know,
come
okay,
on,
that's a theory.
that is a
That's a
hot take. I'm not mad at it though.
listen. I'm always here for the shenanigans. I hope that does not happen, but Lord Jesus, if it did.
Man. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this. This
Yes,
weekend, Sunday, we have AEW Double or Nothing
yes,
pay-per-view. And honestly, because they only have a handful of them, theirs tend to be relatively entertaining. And this one, it seems as if it's going to be entertaining. I think there's something like 12
relatively,
matches. Is it 12
relatively
matches or
entertaining.
13? 13, 12 or
It's
13 matches,
something like
something?
that. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so many matches. But what I want to
So
talk about,
many
I want to
matches.
ask you guys and everybody who's actually watching right now, watching live on the Scrap News, watching live on the Fire Podcast. Thank you for doing that and supporting the
Thank
show.
you for being
And
here.
absolutely. But which matches are you most looking forward to? And everybody who is watching, I want you guys to tell us too. Which matches are you guys most looking forward to when it comes to this weekend's AEW Double or Nothing? Um,
I'm looking at the digs. I'm looking at the card here. And just right off the bat, the obviously really geeked to see Hangman Page versus CM Punk for the
okay.
actual title. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but I
Yeah,
think that's gonna be a really quality match.
fantastic match.
Should be
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah,
Um, the Hardys versus the Young Bucks.
yeah.
They've done it already. They've done it on Ring of Honor several years
Yep.
ago. It was bomb apparently. You know, we're gonna get it on pay-per-view. We're gonna get it on the stage. Deserves now. Should be great. Um, but you already know what I'm gonna say. We've been
It
talking
might be the
about it.
same one that I
I
was thinking as well.
we're on the vibes right now. Jurassic Express
Yes,
versus Team Taz
yes.
versus Limitless Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW. I'm sorry, for the FCW. No, the AEW tag
AEW.
titles, for the
Yep.
actual tag titles, for them things. That's
Come
the
on.
match. That is the match. I will. Don't call me. Don't text me. Well, you're gonna text me,
Facts.
right? It's fine. It's gonna be fine. But we're gonna be watching it. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be tuned in. We're going to be
Yeah,
locked in. Those are the I am
absolutely.
locked in for that. Um I don't know who's going to win this match, but I really want Swerve and Keith to win it.
That
I
that that's where my heart is. I'm not gonna
I
stunt.
kind of think though Team Taz is. I
Really?
kind of think they're gonna give it to Ricky and Hobbs. I wouldn't be
Why
mad at
you
that.
say that? Why you say that? I
They
wouldn't be
lose.
mad at it either.
They
But
lose too much. They've lost
they're
at big.
professional. They're pros
I
at
get it.
taking pins.
But
Yes.
that's the point. So they've taken enough pins. They've put enough people over. They were in some really high profile pay-per-views. Sting and Darby Allin comes to mind. They were in that match, right? And they were able to take the L for that. That was Sting's,
Okay.
comeback or whatever. So I feel like you you kind of reward them for how they've put other teams and people over for the
Ricky
and
Stark is wildly entertaining. Wildly
wildly.
entertaining.
You
He
call him
goes out
skinny
there.
DJ, and that's so funny, but like at the same time, yeah, you like the same type of charisma thing that we loved about The Rock when he first came out. I'm sorry, when he first stepped into the rock ofness, the rock of
Yes.
it all,
Right, right.
is what we kind of feel when we see Ricky. And like, Pretty Ricky is great. He's great in the ring. Hobbs has improved just
Oh
tremendously.
yeah, so
He's
much.
a
So
great
much.
big man, and
Yeah.
like obviously we're just gonna be looking forward to all the big man stuff him, Luchasaur, and Keith Lee are gonna do together. That's gonna be amazing.
Listen,
Um,
big man slapping man meat. That's what's
right.
gonna
It's just
happen,
that is just gonna happen. It's gonna be a really good time. That match is going to be
It's gonna be
so
great. It's
fun,
gonna be
and they
so good.
better get time. They have to. It's the AEW tag titles, and like the one place that actually gives a damn about tag teams is AEW.
Is AEW.
So,
Yeah.
they got to get some time to cook for real, but like that's the match I am the most excited for. There's a lot of matches on here that are gonna be great. Jade Cargill's gonna beat up Anna Jay again. Fine,
Of
love that.
course.
Love
They were
that.
getting spicy.
They were getting spicy. If
There
they
was a
don't
good
do,
question on here.
yeah,
Yes. Why is Jay not the champ yet? What do you think?
cause she's still green. She has not
I
done
can
a
see that.
match longer than 10 minutes yet. I don't think any matches she's done has been longer than 10 minutes. Once she can do that, then we're gonna see her and Britt Baker start talking to each other a little bit more. Plus, they haven't built anybody else that can actually take the TBS title from her yet. Once we start
That's
seeing
true.
them
That's true.
actually build someone else,
Hmm.
um, to potentially take that title from her, that's when we'll see Jade moving on over. I could also see them doing a whole, undisputed situation for 2 seconds and then have her like relinquish the title and then do a tournament for the women for the TNT title or for something like that. I could see all of that happening. I
I'm here
actually
for
kind
it.
of like that booking, so maybe I'm
I
gonna just
like
toss that in
that.
the
Like I said, why aren't you working for somebody yet? You shouldn't be sitting here talking to me about it. I need you to go out there and do
Yeah.
this because we need some solid booking.
But I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I mean, like think about it, the Owen Hart Invitational, right? For the women. Whoever
Absolutely.
whoever wins that could be the number one contender for the TBS title.
I think that would be great. That would be
But
sick.
whatever. I mean, there's a bajillion ways you can go about it, but to answer the question, that's why. No one's really they haven't built anybody to beat Jade yet.
Makes sense. I'm with you. I think honestly that tag team match, I've realized that I really enjoy tag team wrestling anyways.
It's legit.
I
It's the dopest. Like
yeah.
so dope.
It's so entertaining, and especially when you have two really amazing characters on a team. I mean, the Usos just drip charisma. The Young Bucks, the same thing with them. They're able to do what they do. You know what happened? Why you laughing? What I did? What I say something?
Why Joey L's is ridiculous.
What he say?
Swerve and Keith are really the wrestling Keenan and Kel. That video
Oh heck
Swerve
yeah,
posted was gold. Not the
fantastic.
wrestling Keenan and Kel. Why? I can't unsee it now. Y'all are the worst.
I think Swerve said that. He posted that, or Ricky
Oh, did
Stark
he?
said it. Ricky Stark said it, and Swerve posted a video.
I love it. I love it.
But but no, those guys. I think like that match for me, it has a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
It has because I think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, I think they're great. I think they're absolutely great.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have them definitely lose though because I think they're gonna give Jungle Boy a singles run. So I think
1000%.
yeah, and you know what? He's
1000%.
ready for it. Dude is good. They definitely gonna give him a singles
I
run,
also
so they're
I think
definitely
he's
gonna
gonna
take that
go
L.
away. I think he's gonna go away for a while too. Or
I'm here for it.
if I was booking this, I would have them lose. I would have Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy lose on Sunday. Some sort of beat down injury, gotta go away for a while and go for at least Jungle Boy, if not both of them. Whether that happens on Sunday after the match or on
Yeah.
Wednesday on Dynamite. Doesn't matter when it happens. And then have them go away. We got to miss them. They're already over with the crowd. When they come
For
back,
sure.
it'll be beautiful. They got the
Yeah.
dope ass music. So everyone's going to, sing the
Oh yeah.
whoa-wows and everything. So have them go away. And then when they do return, something different. I think someone said Luchasaurus unmasked. That would be
Dog.
fly.
Come on.
Come back as
I
Elias. Why are you like this?
yeah. Hey, has the Elias thing run thin? Is it are we over it?
I've been over
Is
it
the crowd
personally.
over it?
I've been over it was funny for Kevin squeezed all the juice out that grape he possibly can, and he's still trying to do it.
They trying.
But
They trying.
if he
Yo,
don't come back as Elias the next time when they fight at Hell in the Cell or something, then I don't know why did we do all of this? Like why did we do
that's true. It's pretty
let that
bad.
man grow his beard back and
Man, but yes,
we
please.
got enough time. Like if we don't see him between now and Hell in the Cell, beard will be back. It'll be fine.
That's real. That's real. No, that'd be good. How do you feel about Hell in a Cell being the exact same card as Backlash?
No comment.
No. That's why you're on the show for comments.
I mean, it's like we talk. It's the reason why Raw is so unwatchable right now. We see the same matches every week, G. And now
Yo,
we're seeing them.
also,
Now we're
is
seeing them on
nobody on
Peacock too.
SmackDown? Nobody on SmackDown is on this card.
Like, is Hell in a Cell officially just a Raw pay per view now? Like,
It's
or
a Raw
premium live
pay-per-view.
event? Premium
It's a
live
Raw
event.
premium
Excuse me.
live event. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
sorry.
man, just
I
look.
was just thinking. Really quick, in terms of this double or nothing,
Yes.
one thing that a lot of people used to really hate on, and a couple of things before we get out of here, but one of the things people used to hate on about AEW's cards is that, especially these pay-per-views, that are so damn long. They might even be 5 hours long at a time. Is this seemingly going to be another one of those cards? And how can they trim that down? Or is it just because they got 4? This is just what has to happen.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, AEW is really good with having a nice tight show, right? Like a real nice tight pay-per-view show. You never feel like you overpaid for nothing, and you don't feel like, you're missing anything.
Damn right.
All right, all right. Y'all got jokes. You know what I mean? Like, you just it's always been good. So I answered what I want to answer. Thank you. No, whatever. But like, I think somehow, some way, some of this isn't happening. Um, Somehow, some way, a couple of these matches are probably going to go on the buy-in. Their version of the pre-show.
Right, right.
We already know that, like, for example, Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese
Which
and
I am
Marco.
totally here for. I have no idea why I like that duo, but Hook and
Howsen.
Hookhausen is the shit. I am
It's
here for it.
hilarious in
It
all
is
the best ways.
fantastic. All the
That's
best ways.
I'm pretty sure that's on the buy-in, like,
That handsome devil.
already. Right. I could also see. Ooh, I mean, they're gonna get some flack for it, but
Okay.
I could see one of the Owen Hart tournament finals being on the pre-show too.
I
More
can
than
see that.
likely the women's one, which is, they're gonna
Oh,
get
that's
flack for
probably gonna
that.
happen. Oh, yes, they will.
Or I could see them put. I mean, the House of Black versus Death Triangle, that could also go on the show potentially. Even though that would be one of those, like, really good, just for, like, it'll be really, really good.
That'd be
Um,
fantastic.
the other thing, though, is, if you think about it, none of these. I mean, aside from Paige and Punk, um,
Which is
let me put,
really gonna be a great match. I mean, both of those dudes can really go, and when
and
it
it's
when
gonna
it
be
gets down,
about
yeah, it's gonna be
15
great.
minutes. It's gonna be about
A
15 minutes,
fire.
maybe,
Right.
right? 10, 15 is gonna be enough to tell, like, a really dope. So 15, I'll say 15.
Yeah,
Long
yeah,
enough
I
to
give
tell a
it
really
15.
good story, but short enough for us to want the rematch,
Facts.
right? I could see that. I don't see Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb going for the women's title. I don't see that going super long. Um, and whoever the Owen Hart tournament final ones, both the women's and the men's
Mhm.
one, I don't see those going super duper long either. I see them being,
Right.
they're really good at
So you
telling
think they're gonna
a
be better
tight
with that? Yeah. So you think
a
that's what
tight
they're gonna
story
end up
for long.
doing this time? At least with those type of matches? Because
Yeah.
as long as they don't have any more of those like crazy long matches in the middle of the show for some wild reason, it should
They
be okay.
have that's like, I honestly, if one of these matches is going to go super super long, even though I just said this, I'm totally contradicting myself. MJF and Wardlow might go a little long.
Oh,
Um,
really quick. Speaking of NJF and Wardlow, man, I was thinking about where our boy Evan Mack was on the show talking about
yeah,
there's no long-term storytelling in AEW. They have literally been telling this long-term story between
from the
Wardlow
beginning,
from day
from
one. The
jump,
longest term storytelling.
Jump
Look at
Street.
that.
That Adam Page
Come
joint has
on.
been. I mean, this is a different section of the Adam Page story, but Adam Page's
Shout out
story
to our
started
boy.
long. What's up? What's up, Mr. Mac? Um, I think, okay. Now, like, really looking at the card for real. I think the
A
Jericho Appreciation
thousand
Society.
days.
Surge would like them to hold it forever. So there's that.
Forever.
So all of them have sons. So once their sons are old enough to take the titles, that's how long they should hold it.
And then I'll be right with the world. Yes, absolutely. That's all it
you
would
know,
take.
no, I think the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Fight Club, that's
That's
gonna
going to
go
be
a little.
fantastic. Yes,
That's gonna
yes.
go a little long, just because there's so many factors and so many
Yep.
players. And
Yes.
then probably Page and Punk is probably gonna go a little long, because they got to tell
Yeah.
this. They're like, there are some old school wrestlers. They're gonna tell some stories,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Everybody
Sports
else is probably gonna
entertainment
be.
versus pro wrestling is going to be good.
It's gonna be
That's
fun.
going to that's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be a
fun.
fun match.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good. Um what's it called? I was going to say something WWE related, but it slipped my
She
mind
just
because
can't
it's
help
also
herself.
I mean, it's definitely not about gender because that dude or Veer Mahan, whatever,
What did you
right? Veer, I almost called him the other,
Gender? You almost
yeah,
called him Jinder Mahal.
I did.
Search. You did what they do to us. Do better.
Oh, look, it's so bad. My camera went out. Hold on.
Ah, come on, man. We're better than this.
Well, let me ask you this before we
Yes.
get you out of here. In
Okay.
terms of that,
Mhm.
what do we think is are gonna we are gonna end up seeing? Are we gonna go ahead and get that? Like I said, that MJF Wardlow what we want? Are we gonna end up getting CM Punk as the champion?
um, what I want is I would like to see Punk as champion. I think that's a natural evolution of his comeback, and I think that that also starts heel Punk coming soon to a theater near us.
Ooh.
Because we're not gonna. I mean, we're gonna get that before he's done. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We got to get that. You got to get heel Punk. Um, yeah, Joey L's is with me. Like, I want Punk to. I'm not sure if it's time yet
mhm,
either.
mhm.
But think about it, if Punk gets the title now, we get AEW Summer of Punk. And that means he's done a Summer of Punk in every company he's worked in.
Well, I'm here for it. I think I got Punk going, getting it this time. I think that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Uh, in terms of, like I said, the rest of the card, that's going to be great. Anything else coming up in the world of wrestling that we want to touch on?
I mean, that's what's happening. Hell is the week after next, I believe, or 2 weeks, and whatever it is. It's in June.
It
Um,
is.
so we'll chat about that card, which is basically WrestleMania Backlash with a cage. I mean, with a cell.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, yeah,
um,
all of that.
And like you said, like I always tell you, Serge, like the world of wrestling changes at a drop of a hat all the time, no matter what. So Lord only knows what's gonna happen next time. By the time we see y'all again next week, all kinds of stuff can happen.
No kidding. I swear. Who knows? Next week, you like Sasha and Naomi gonna be part of the bloodline. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Man,
So
it'll be like, who knows, G. It'll be fun. That's why we're
hey,
here.
that's why we here. Well, look, I hope y'all doing great. Thank you all for watching today. This has been episode 13 of the greatest show in
Yes.
all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment, the Royal Rundown. I am one half of your hosting duo, Serge Vicente. This is my co-host with the mostest, Miss Drede. Miss Drede, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you as always, y'all. Thank you guys for always showing up in the chat, being amazing. Y'all keep the show interesting and give us extra things and jewels to talk about. So we really appreciate y'all wherever you're watching, whether it's the scrap or on the Five Podcast stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this week, do us a favor. Send this link to one of your friends who has not watched wrestling in too long. Send this to
Yeah,
her. Send it
send
to
that
us.
to him.
Send it
Let
to
him
him and be
know.
like, hey, listen, you need to get back into it. It's time.
There we
It's
go.
time. And we could be responsible for that.
Absolutely. And then after you get done with that, you tell them this.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He's certified.